Hey guys, it's your girl Fancy Patrice. Thank you for tuning in to my channel today. If you have not, please subscribe, like, and share. And today we're going to talk about my experience with my first solo trip to Mexico. So I just decided to go to Mexico one morning. I was like, I need a checkout. 2020 has been rough for me. I have pretty much canceled all my travel plans due to COVID-19, and I needed a vacation. I needed a check-in. I needed a rebalance. So that's what I did, and I did it solo. I went to Tulum. I went to Puerto Morales, and then I went to Costa Mojito, and I hope I'm saying that right. And I'm gonna put all the hotels down in the comment section below, but I believe that I'm saying those cities correctly. I stayed at an Airbnb when I was in Tulum, and then I stayed at the resorts in the other cities. And I just had to go to Tulum because everybody is in Tulum, right? And I've been to Mexico several times, but I have never been to Tulum. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with travel. Please excuse my dog. So I went, my flight was like 6 o'clock in the morning, leaving from Virginia, and that flight was fine, and I flew Delta. Delta was amazing, and I'm gonna get y'all into that. My bag was overweight, per usual. So while I was there, I had a check bag, and then I was gonna take a carry-on. So while I put my clothes on the scale, I just took my clothes out and put them into my carry-on so I could have a bag and check it and not have to pay the overweight fee. And the man worked with me. It was like 53 pounds. So, you know, it's supposed to be 50 pounds. I'm rushing. But at the airport where I leave from, it's not that many people. So literally I was at TSA for about 20 minutes. However, when I got to Mexico, customs was a shit show. Okay, I stayed in customs for an hour. There was no social distancing. They had the markers on the floor, but people did not care. This is not 6 feet. You're too close. Being on my back is not gonna get us there faster. Period. Back up. Customs, they only had like one person per line, like one station per line. So all these people were going to this one man on this side. Then they had like 4 different lines, and they would like zigzag all the way to the back. Okay, so by the time we get through customs, I'm annoyed. I was supposed to arrive at 2:30, and I had transportation set up. So my transportation, he was standing outside with my name, and you know, he was on the phone like, is she coming, is she coming? And I was like, I'm so sorry, but you know, customs, the line was so long. He's like, yeah, it's picked up over the last month. So I'm assuming that, you know, because now Cancun is such an easy place, or I'm gonna say Mexico because everybody doesn't go to Cancun. Now that Mexico is so easily accessible, you don't have to quarantine. There's no COVID testing once you arrive. A lot of people, it's a popular destination. So just be prepared to stand in those lines when you get to Mexico. And even before, I felt like with customs, like before COVID, customs lines were long, but it was not that long. Like the waiting time, like we were going through, we were moving through. And maybe when I was with my friends, you know, we talking, I didn't notice it, but I was just like, what is going on? Okay, but the family behind me, they were saying the same thing, like this is ridiculous. So I'm just saying 2 different perspectives. I feel like pre-COVID, it was moving. This time it was very slow. So anyway, I'm there. I have my transportation, which I set up through my Airbnb going to Tulum, and they said they work with a company, and I'm so glad they did because throughout my trip I used them going from my different resorts, and they were very professional. I felt safe, and that was the biggest concern that I had as going solo. And I arrived to Tulum, and I stayed at the Sanah Village. I found them on Instagram, and I absolutely love the aesthetic, and I was like, I want to go there. So there's no TVs there. It's literally, you have a plunge pool in your back, and you have like a sitting area, which I really like because the whole purpose of my trip was to rebalance, and I wanted to meditate. I wanted to journal. I just wanted some time for me, and that is why I went. This was not a trip to explore Mexico. It was not a trip to just, you know, have fun. And well, you have fun, but it wasn't a adventurous trip. Okay, it was just a time for me to relax. So that is why I wanted to go to Sanah Village, because I knew that it was secluded and it was in the middle of a jungle, and I was like, oh, I want to try that. So I went, and the host at the front desk did not have a mask on. Okay. I was the only person in the lobby. My transportation took my bags out. They took them to the front. And when I checked in, he was just like, they needed my passport. They took a picture of my passport. He took me to my room. I'm going to leave the link to my vlog, because in the vlog I showed the room. It was very nice. I had an outdoor shower. I was by myself. The only thing was the back door that was inside, it did not lock. So I would like look up in the middle of the night. I kept the lights on in the pool, in the plunge pool, and in the sitting area in the back, because I didn't want it to be dark. But in the back you cannot get out, so it's like all in your own little area. I just would like more security, because I don't know if I watch too much TV or I'm just aware and I know how things can happen. Like, I kept waking up in the middle of the night making sure my door stayed closed. It was an outside shower, which was a great experience because I never had an outside shower. And you can lock the room from the inside, which I like. So you only can lock from the inside. Nobody can lock it from, well, if you leave out, you lock it from the outside with the actual lock and key. So you knew that you were locked in. Again, no TV. It was just you, and they did have Wi-Fi, but it's spotty because I was talking to my friends on Facebook Messenger, which is the best way to communicate. It's through WhatsApp. So you can text and call on that, because whoever your carrier is, you may or may not have service. And also additional charges like roaming and things like that can occur. But when you are using Facebook Messenger, you can call, you can video chat, and you can text, which are great. Okay, so from there, I left the next day. I was only there for a day, so I didn't even eat, y'all. I didn't eat because... So while I was there, I just enjoyed the pool. I enjoyed the sitting area, and that was it. I went to bed. I was tired, so I definitely used that as my travel day. I loved it. It was definitely a good place to decompress. I took some pictures, and I left. I didn't eat there because I knew that I was going to resorts where I paid for the food, period. So if you can stomach it, go ahead and work through that. You know, I had my snacks from the plane, and I was prepared to do that in my mind. And if you know me, y'all know that that's nothing new. Sometimes I skip meals. It works for me. So I did not eat. I left that morning. Checkout was at 12. I left at 12 o'clock. I paid for that space until that time. So my transportation came back to pick me up, and they took me to Dreams Cancun Riviera Spa and Resort. I really like this hotel. The check-in process was very difficult, and the check-out process was difficult. However, my stay was beautiful. I will say, when we get into the comparison of the different hotels, I did see a difference, but this fit my budget, and it also met my needs in regards to luxury, in regards to food, and the things that I wanted to do while I was on vacation. So I went to Dreams. We checked in. While I was there, I had to wait. They gave me a welcome drink, so I had wine, and they took care of my bags. I checked in. Of course, they took my passport again. They charged my card, and they put a $200 like holding fee on there, and that's for if you get anything off of the house specials. So you know, they have house wine, they have house drinks. So if you got any type of specialty wine or like a bottle of wine or like a top shelf liquor or whatever, you would be charged. However, you already had a $200 fee, so it wouldn't charge anything additional to that, and they just put that on there when you checked out. Addition to if you use the spa, which I did, you know, you could get a treatment, and if it was under $200, it was already held on your card, so it wouldn't be additional charge. Whatever, if you did not use the $200, it would be refunded back to you. And that's pretty standard. Even in the United States, they hold charges on your card, like if it's an incidental or whatever, it's the same thing. So I went to my room. I absolutely love my room. Again, the vlog is listed below, and it had a plunge pool, had a jacuzzi, it had separate showers had a separate room for a shower, the bathroom, and you had a jetted tub inside, and it was just me, y'all. It was beautiful with a king bed. So I had the preferred room, which allowed me to have all those amenities, plus I was able to eat at a preferred restaurant, which was right across from my room, and also use the preferred lounge, which was beneficial when you check in, but I didn't even go in there after that. You could check in and check out at the preferred lounge, which was supposed to cut down on the lines, but it was still a whole bunch of bullshit. What I liked about this hotel was they had a lot of safety precautions. All employees wore masks. In addition to, they wiped down our suitcases and they put a sticker on your suitcase to say this has been sanitized. Again, all the shower, even the toilet tissue had a sticker on it. They had hand sanitizer, your soap, everything. It was like, this room has been cleaned under COVID precautions, or whatever the sticker said, but it let you know that it had been cleaned and wrapped. Even the shower had a plastic on it to let you know it had been cleaned. I asked my housekeeper to clean the jacuzzi out and the tub just in case that I wanted to use it, but I wrote him a note for the next day and asked him could he clean it out with their cleaning, just so I know that it was clean, because they say the room had been clean, but I just wanted to make sure. I'm like that. Where I was, I could see like partial ocean view, and I also could see onto the resort, okay? I will say the guests there did not have masks on. They were like, COVID is gone. Is COVID gone? Because y'all asses up in here like y'all free. And they looking at me like I'm crazy because I got my mask and my shield on when I'm walking on the property. I went to dinner. Of course, I didn't have my shield on. I just wore my mask, like going to the restaurants and things like that. But once I got there, I took it off so I could eat. But I'm just confused on why nobody had their mask on. It's not a requirement, you know, and they check temperatures like going into each restaurant and things like that, which I appreciate. However, I just feel like people need to do their part and wear their mask because COVID is still here. I want a vacation too. I want to enjoy myself, but walking from place to place, it doesn't hurt me to put my mask on. So anyway, the food was decent. You know, when you go to another country, it's always different. And it wasn't like they had an Italian restaurant, they had an American like deli type restaurant, hibachi grill. They had a like a ice cream bar that was open 24 hours where you could get like pastry, fruit, and ice cream was there till 8 o'clock, which was really, really good. All the staff members were very nice. They had, and a Mexican. Did I say Mexican? A Mexican restaurant too. So you pretty much, that's all included in your resort fee. Hence why I didn't eat the day before, because I knew I was about to tear it up when I got to the resort, okay? You can eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, whatever. The restaurants, like the Italian, the Mexican, they don't open until 6 o'clock. The hibachi, you have to make a reservation for. Everybody else you could just walk into. And it was casual wear, but of course, y'all know me. I wanted to dress up and go to dinner, so that's what I did, okay? And everybody looking at me. A lot of the staff was like, just one? I was like, yes. They didn't really know. They were like, oh, really? Like, you're just by yourself? Where your man at? You got a boyfriend right here. I be your boyfriend. Oh, you so sexy. Oh, you so sexy. Okay, am I sitting right here? Can I get some water, please? What is going on, okay? So that was a thing. That was every restaurant. That was a thing. They love it. Okay. Even the luggage man was like, "You got a boyfriend here for the next few days." Okay, sir. Thank you. So that was really good. They had entertainment on the property. So they had like a fire show. They had movies for kids if you bring your children. They had a kids area. The spa, sis asked me, I went to the spa. I got the 90-minute massage, okay, with the hot stones. And it was decent. The spa is beautiful, okay? But when I went in there, like, she's like, "Is everything okay?" We mid massage, and she said, "Can I go to the bathroom?" Girl, yeah. I mean, what I'm gonna say? Yeah, girl. No, you can't go to the bathroom. Like, no. I was like, yes. So that cut into my time. It's just a thing. Like, it was okay. So when you signed up, I signed up for the spa when I had checked in. So they offer you like a free hydrotherapy during that time. Hydrotherapy was sitting in the pool with some bubbles and then dipping in like this cold plunge pool, and then you go into the steam room and a sauna. So it was not really anything special, but when they tell you at the counter, it's like, "Oh yeah, you get free hydrotherapy too." Okay, what's that? Like, I should have asked more questions. I was like, yeah, but I knew I was going to the spa anyway, so it was worth it. And I just kind of laid out there for that day, and then I went to the beach for that day too. The beach was decent, but the week before, or maybe almost 2 weeks before, week and a half, somewhere in between there, they had Hurricane Delta, which did a lot of damage to this part of Mexico. So it was like seaweed on the beach. They were like rebuilding some places that had torn down right there. So it was decent. The water was still blue, but you had to go out a little bit to get into the blue water. I just think it was just because of the hurricane that had passed, and then Hurricane Ada was also passing through. It did not hit the part of Mexico where I was at, or Mexico at all. It was actually going from Nicaragua. I mean, it was actually coming from Jamaica, in that part of the Caribbean, and it went into Florida, so it missed Mexico. However, we got a little bit of rain, so it would rain for maybe like 10 minutes, and then the sun would shine. One day it did rain for a long time because I took like a 2-hour nap, and it was wonderful. So I didn't mind that, and that's why it's like a really good, like, that was a solo trip move. Like, my favorite thing to do is nap, and I rested, and I woke up so refreshed, and I went to dinner. Back to that day, the beach was decent. With the preferred club, you get to be in a cabana. The cabana just gives you access to the bar. The man will come and ask you if you want something, and you can be, is it a cabana? Yeah, a cabana. And you could be close to the beach, but that's only for preferred members. I am not sure, if you are not a preferred member, what the precautions are for you to get a cabana. I'm sure you can rent one. I just don't know. During my time with Dreams, I also went swim with the dolphins. I know a lot of people go swim with the dolphins, but I have never been. And it was nice. It was really nice. And when I went swim with the dolphins, I put that in the blog too, which the link is below. I was the only person. So I went at 10 a.m. So they had two times, 8, 10. They had 4 times. I was choosing between 8 and 10 o'clock. And I chose the 10 o'clock one because breakfast did not open until 8 o'clock. You can have room service starting at 6, I believe. But I wanted to go to the restaurant across me because it's really, really good. And that was probably my best meal. I'm going to get into that too. But I chose the 10 o'clock so I could go get breakfast and be prepared and be outside for the front. They provided transportation to and from. And I was able to swim with 6 dolphins by myself because nobody else came at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was great. So I had personalized attention, like 6 instructors. They was like, what you want to do? So I was able to like put my feet on the dolphin's nose, and then they hold your hands out, and then they push you across the little aquarium space that they have. And I was able to touch the dolphins, kiss the dolphins, pet the dolphins, spin, and he just really educated me, which I liked the educational part. So I touched like a baby dolphin, and then I touched like a very old dolphin. You can just tell the difference. He's just very into it, and he talks about like recycling and how it's important to keep the ocean clean. They showed like a seahorse that had like a Q-tip, and it was just, very educational but fun at the same time. And I just really got that one-on-one experience. And also work with me in regards to getting my pictures. So I was able to get all my pictures for the price of one. And it was probably because I was her first sale for the day. So back to the food at the hotel. Why I say that breakfast was the best thing for me. One, I have been practicing veganism for about a month. When I went on my trip, I was definitely a vegetarian. I did not eat meat, but however, I did eat eggs. I drank milk, and I had cheese, because it was very difficult to be a vegan at these restaurants, okay? I tried as hard as I could, but I was gonna eat something after I failed. So I had like eggs in the morning or a cereal or whatever. It was good. It was good. That was very hard trying to be a vegetarian, because a lot of their foods come with chicken, shrimp, steak, and you'll like it. Even at the hibachi place, I said just vegetables, and he's like, "You're a vegetarian?" I'll say yes. They ask you if you have any food allergies every time you eat at a restaurant, because they will let you know, or give you a sticker to say, you have this egg allergy, or you have this peanut allergy, whatever it is, and they tell you what not to eat. Just be prepared for it. That's pretty much it. Oh, they had also the entertainment. They had like people singing from some nights out there, whatever. People would dance with no mask on. Yeah, it's just very interesting. You definitely could tell these people was ready to vacation. What I also liked was they had a tablet in a room where you could order room service. You could contact your concierge. They would put messages on the tablet. And I really like that, because you didn't have to pick up the phone and call, because how sometimes when you call, it's hard to contact the desk because people are coming in and out, whatever case may be. You put it on your tablet. I did make my reservation via phone, and they would email me my reservation once it was confirmed for the restaurant that night, the hibachi restaurant. So checkout was difficult for me. So I woke up Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. I went to the checkout desk because my tablet said, make it easy for you, check out early. Let them know what time you're leaving. So I went to the desk, told them I'm leaving today at 11 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the morning, what do I need to do? She closed out my tab, which I only had the spa fee. There was nothing else on there. My card was already on hold. She fixed that. She was like, you still need to get your checkout slip when you leave at 11 o'clock. What time do you want me to send the people that's gonna pick up your luggage? I told her 10:45. At that time, I was gonna be ready, and I was gonna go back up there and get the checkout. So she said, you could check out the preferred counter. Preferred wasn't open yet. That's why I went to the main desk. I said, okay. So I went to the preferred counter, and I waited in line. It was only one person at the time. So 2 gentlemen came from the back that were working there. They talked to the man behind me. I don't like that. Don't ignore me. One, I'm standing in front of that man, period. Don't be dismissive like that. So of course my mind, I don't know. Is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm young? What is it? Okay? They started talking to the man, and they helping him. So the other gentleman goes sit down. I immediately follow him over there, because I've been standing in line, and somebody needs to, I'm ready to go. I got to go. My transportation's in the front. You're all checked out. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. I was like, yeah, because I've been waiting for 20 minutes, and nobody's helped me. I had to put that in there. So he's like, yeah, you're fine. So I'm going to the front. I gave him the slip that the bellsman came and gave me for my luggage. He's like, no, you need another checkout slip. So I was like, I just left the preferred counter, and they told me I'm fine. So I walked up to the front. He walked with me, and the lady that checked me, I said, ma'am, didn't I check out with you this morning? She's like, yeah, but I told you. I said, I did. This has been 20 minutes. I said, you can check, because you use your phone. I should have said that before. You use your phone to check into your room. I mean, you use your phone to get in and out your room, and also into the preferred lounge. So I used my phone, and I said, you can check when I went into the preferred lounge and how long I've been there. She was like, I apologize for that, ma'am. I do apologize. I said, yeah, because this is ridiculous. It was too much back and forth. My transportation was outside. I didn't leave the property until 11:24. So it took me 45 minutes to check out the property, all for getting a sheet of paper. Now, I knew that this was the process because of my previous experiences there. So I was trying to avoid that, okay? However, they just didn't have it together. I don't know if the preferred lounge got it wrong. I don't care. All I know is it took me 45 minutes that I did not have to check out when I tried to check out at 8 o'clock in the morning, trying to prepare so I would be ready for my transportation. So anyway, I leave that hotel and I go to TRS Coral Hotel. Okay, so this hotel is a hotel I wanted to stay at originally. This hotel is absolutely beautiful, okay? I stayed at the junior swim up suite, but they also have like just a junior room, which is just a standard room. It's got a balcony, 2 tables on the out. I mean, 2 chairs and a table outside, and it's just kind of like a hotel room. They also have loft suite and they have an ambassador suite. If I go back, I'm gonna get the ambassador suite. When I go back, I should say. The loft hotel is an upstairs downstairs, so it's perfect if you with a group of people. It's like at the upper end, so it's really nice, but you don't have access to the swim up pool. So I'm like, I'm gonna go all in. I wanted this swim up pool, so I can take my pictures. I can just decide if I want to go out in the pool. It's open all night, so if I want to go swim at 12 o'clock at night, that's what I'm gonna do. However, TRS had bats. Period. I was out there at 9 o'clock at night on my thing, and I see the damn bat swing back and forth. I said, oh, hell no. I got my ass up, period, and went in the room. You get a butler. Everything was very nice. Okay, but my check-in was a little spotty. When I got out of my transportation, he didn't say anything to me. He just took my bags. Okay, when I came in, nobody greeted me. I figured out where to stand, because they did have markers. I said, I'm checking in. He was like, oh, okay, we'll have a seat. I don't know if they didn't see me. Y'all, I am 5 feet. So I don't know if I look young. I have my mask on, my shield on. So you really can't see anything. I don't know if they thought I was a child. I'm going to pass that off for that, okay? However, when I finished, I saw a couple come in and they were black. So I don't think it was a race thing. And they gave them welcome drinks. I want the same treatment for everybody, especially when I'm paying them money to stay here. I want a welcome drink. Anybody else like that? I don't like that. But anyway, he said my room wasn't ready. He said you can shower, you can get in a pool. You could go to the restaurant, which is what I did, whatever you decided to do. I asked him, was there lockers there? And he said no, because I had my laptop and I just wanted to take my laptop. So I just took my laptop out of my suitcase and took it with me. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but there's a couple things that I can't lose, okay? My passport, my money, my phone, and my laptop. Like, I have to have that. You can take my clothes, you can have all that shit, but those are like my lifelines. I work, I got shit going on, I need my shit. Okay. All right, so I go to my lunch. They make you step into a sanitizer for your feet, and then you dry your feet, which I love that. All of them had their mask on. They said, they were like, do you want to sit inside or outside? It was beautiful, and it's like night and day. And let me tell you, this resort was a little bit more pricey, and I could just tell the difference in mindset of where I was at, okay? Everybody that was on the property walking to their rooms or walking to the restaurant, walking to the beach, wherever, they had their mask on. When they were at the pool, they didn't have their mask on, but there was distance in between everybody. They were sitting at the pool with no mask, but the staff still had their mask on. But just walking on the property, everybody had their mask on. I'm like, thank you. And I appreciate that, okay? Lunch was so good. There were more vegetarian and vegan options here. It was very tasty. I had great service. I never, even when I was eating, like, I had got some curry vegetables or something like that. I said, I don't like this. And he was like, what you want? I said, I just want some fries. So at that point, I had all my appetizers and everything. I was already full. I just want some fries. He was like, okay, no problem, or whatever. But I never wanted for anything because the service was so good. Like, I always had something on my plate. Even when I didn't like my curry vegetables, I had chips and salsa. Like, The service was so good. You're sitting outside on the patio. You can see the beach. It was beautiful. After I ate, I went back to the restaurant to make sure if my room was ready. He said it's ready. They came and picked me up on a cart, child. They came and picked me up on a cart and whipped me to the room, okay? There I met my butler, and my butler gave me a tour of my room, and he just said, you know, I like how you can press the button to say if you need service. You could press the button to say you don't want to be bothered. It tells you if a door is open on the panel. It was just very nice, and you could tell you get what you pay for, okay? Next time, just save your money and go there. Dreams is nice. Dreams was beautiful, but it's like when you experience the other side, just save your money and go there. But no, honestly, go where you can afford, because either one, I had a great experience. I wish I would have stayed at TRS longer. One, for budget purposes, I could not, and two, just it was time to bring my ass back. Period. I had to bring it back. And then also, I like the access to the pool. Like literally, I can walk outside the pool. I can lay on the bed. They also had like a swing set with a table, so I sat there and worked on my laptop. It was very relaxing. It was very nice. The food was exquisite. While my butler was there, he made a reservation for the restaurant. You had 3 options that night of where you wanted, and I chose Italian. They had a Spanish restaurant that wasn't open because I would have chose a Spanish restaurant because I love Mexican food, and the American and a Mediterranean spot. I chose the Italian, and I had this food was so good, y'all. It was so good. I had an onion soup. I had fondue. They didn't have sherbet, so he was like, I can give you chocolate ice cream. Like, they were very accommodating. Same precautions as far as COVID, like cleaning your feet, wearing your mask, hand sanitizer, taking your temperature. All that was the same precaution. They provided house red wine. It was very nice. There was distance. It was not packed, so they were only like allowing 50% of whoever into the restaurant. So literally, there was somebody way across the room from me. It was like one person in the middle and one person in the back. That was it. Magnificent. Then that night, I did a late night menu. Baby, I had the best vegetarian burrito ever. They call you to say your food is on the way. They bring it to you or whatever. He was like, I'm sorry for the delay. And y'all, while you're there, I didn't even say, both places had a mini bar in your room. It comes with your drinks. I don't drink soda, so it came with water. It had juice. They had Sprite and like Coke and Fanta and stuff like that. So at Dreams, I asked him to take out the soda and just put water and juice in there. I didn't stay at TRS long enough, and I just drank the water and juice. That morning, I knew that I was getting up and I was going to go to breakfast. I wish I would have got up a little bit earlier, but I didn't, because I would have did lunch too. And I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But breakfast at TRS, it's an experience, baby. It's an experience. Please look at the vlog. Honey, the man played flute, saxophone, and clarinet. And y'all know I used to play clarinet. Anyway, so I really enjoyed like to be serenaded. It was really cute. While you wait for breakfast, you can go and get pastries. You can go get cereal, fruit. You walk in there and they are serving the food. They was a little slow. I'm gonna tell you that you had to find the people, because I'm like, why are there tongs here? There are no tongs because the people are serving them. So I was like, can I get a croissant? That was a little doozy. However, the food was good. The croissants was bomb, okay? It was really, really good. Like, really good. My food was hot. I feel like at Dreams, my food wasn't hot with room service and things like that. But no, my food was really hot. It was delicious. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like, it was good. It was good. Just take my word on it. TRS food was exquisite. And it's probably because you pay for it. It's really good. What I did not like about this hotel was they had people walking around. They wanted you to do a timeshare. So they were like, you know, how old are you? I'm not interested in doing a timeshare, period. What do you do? They try to like seek you out like that. You know, I don't like that. And they also had people walking around trying to get the spa deals. Didn't want that either. Let me decide what I want to do. I don't like being hounded like that, especially on vacation. The butler arranged my transportation the day before, and he came and picked up my luggage at 12 o'clock exactly. I was gonna go get lunch, but I just waited for my ride up at the front. I kind of walked around the property that day, and she came and picked me up. So leaving, this was the issue. The airport, Delta was beautiful. They had maybe about 5 people in line. They were all social distancing. The people was like, hi, how you doing? Come on up. American line was a shit show. It had people out by the kiosks if you wanted to check your own bag, but that was not clear. The instructions was in Espanol. I'm like, what is this? What line is this? So I'm like, I'm gonna just stand in the line. I stood in that line for an hour. Y'all, I got to the airport at 12:45. My flight was at 3:47. I did not think I was going to make my flight. By the time I got to the front, it was 2 o'clock. When I was checking out, so it was 2 o'clock. The girl didn't even tell me to come up. How you doing? Nothing. I just walked up there, whatever. I put my thing on. My bag was 71 pounds. It was overweight. She's like, if you leave it like this, you're gonna have to pay the overweight fee. What are my options, sis? I gotta be at a flight in an hour. They started boarding at 3:05, and I still gotta go through TSA. What are my options, sis? I'm getting pissed off again because I'm like, what do you want me to do? Okay, so I'm there trying to check in. She was like, I just gave her my card. I was like, that's fine, here you go. I didn't even ask how much did he go or whatever. She put a big old heavy stick on there too, just heavy, 70 pounds, girl. Okay, anyway. I'm there. She's like, you need to fill out this questionnaire and you scan it with your phone. I'm there, I scan it. My phone is on 5%. I'm like, oh, I hope I make it or whatever. So this is COVID. Have you been exposed? Have you had symptoms? Da 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 da. This is for Mexico. This is their precaution. You show them that you did it or whatever. You scan it when you go through the TSA. My phone was barely making it. Had 1%, thank God. And I made it through or whatever. It took me an hour to get through TSA. Okay. They only had like 2 people, 2 on like one on this side, one on this side. For all these people that are coming in here. Now everybody's trying to catch a damn American flight because Delta people was able to get through because they didn't have no issues because they are allowing 1 seat in between. American is packing flights out. They should be ashamed of themselves, okay? And then y'all don't have enough people to make sure these people get on these flights. They were literally running through the crowd like, anybody going to Philadelphia at 2:05? Anybody doing that? Like pushing them through the line because they knew that these lines were too long. That's annoying, okay? People like, yes, me. But they was going to make sure they get on their flight though. So I was like, I wasn't too stressed because I'm like, if that's how they're going to do, well, they'll make sure I get on my damn flight. So I get through TSA. Oh my God, they weren't even making us take our shoes off because they knew they were slow. We get there or whatever. I'm in the plane. And I'm like, oh my God, they is really packing this flight out. I flew into Charlotte. So everybody, that flight was packed. We sat on that terminal for so long. They was like, we got 16 planes in front of us. 16 planes. We sat on the tarmac for 20 extra minutes, okay? That flight was so long. I flew into Atlanta coming. It was a shorter flight coming. It was like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I didn't realize how long that flight was. The babies was crying. Girl, it was a mess. It was horrible. That was just not a good flight. Once I got to Charlotte, shit show. It hit the fan. You get off. You got to scan your passport into this machine. They print off a ticket. Then you got to go through this other line. You go to the customs desk. You know, he was like, have a good day. He was like, you got triple mask on because I had the disposable mask, my WSSU cotton mask, and my shield. He asked to take my mask off. I did not take that shield down. I was like, yep. He said, all right, you're good to go. Then you got to go get your luggage, which it was coming out quick. So that's good. I got my luggage. Then you go through the door. You got to give them the sheet that they printed out the machine through the door. Then you got to drop your luggage off. Then you go up the stairs, go back through TSA. You got to throw the water away that they gave you on the plane if you didn't drink it. Okay. Then you got to go to your gate. It's too much. It was too much. Y'all, I'm getting to the fight. They was about to close the gate. And I had an hour and 30 minutes in between there. You think that's enough time? I'm running. It was 3 of us running because 3 of us got off that Cancun flight. It was a mess. I made it back. My flight was only 45 minutes getting back. So I appreciate that flight. I appreciate that. But customs going into Mexico and coming out, both a mess. Airlines, they need to schedule a little bit more time. Fly Delta if you can. Do not fly American during this COVID situation. It's just worth the money. And stay at the more high-end resort. That's also something that I would do the next time when I go back. Just save your coin and just go there. So that was like just a walkthrough of my experience. I'm gonna do like some solo trip tips to talk about like just what worked for me as a solo traveler and will I do it again. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.